Good evening. Welcome to Thursday Night Bhakti, where we take a 30-minute pause and step out of our busy lives and sink into a little devotion, a little bhakti. And tonight we're going to chant the Savitri Gayatri mantra. And many of you know this mantra because you've chanted it in your yoga classes. You've chanted it in your yoga studios or in kirtans, or you've listened to it on kirtan recordings. And you've probably heard it something like this. Auṁ Bhūḥ Swaha Tat Savitur Vareṇyam Bhargo Devasya Dhīmahi Dhiyo Yo Naḥ Pracodayāt. So we're going to learn it a little bit differently tonight. We're going to look at not only the main mantra, Tat Savitur Vareṇyam Bhargo Devasya Dhīmahi Dhiyo Yo Naḥ Pracodayāt. We're not only going to look at that, but we're going to look at the 7 seed mantras, the 7 bija mantras that precede this when we do it in the very traditional Vedic style. So I've written the words in the comments, so you can take a, or I guess it's on top of the video. So you can take a look at the words as I help you to know how to pronounce them and know what they mean. So we're going to chant Aum before each one of the seed mantras, each one of the bij mantras. And I want to take just a moment to teach you how to effectively chant that Aum. You'll notice that there's a little thing that looks like an M with a dot over it at the end of the A-U-M. Well, that is a very special letter in the Sanskrit alphabet. It's called the Anusvara. And the way we pronounce that Anusvara is to let the tongue float up to the roof of the mouth, the whole tongue float up to the roof of the mouth and just connect with the roof of the mouth, so that rather than just closing your lips in a sound, you're letting that tongue connect with the roof of your mouth, so it becomes almost an NG sound, like but with the lips closed. So that sound would be made like this. Can you hear the vibratory quality of that? So try that with me. So before each of those seed mantras, those seed sounds, we're going to use that with the Anusvara and really hold it and really feel that vibration. And then each one of the seed mantras is pronounced like this. The first one is Bhū, Bhū. So you notice that there's a B and an H at the beginning of that, but that is not a B and an H. That BH is one letter in the Sanskrit alphabet. And it's pronounced with a little bit of air expulsion after the B sound. So it's like Bah, Bah. Try that with me. Bah, Bah. There's a tricky way to remember that. If you say rub honey, you notice how you're making the B and the H right after it. Rub honey. So that Bah sound or Bhū sound is like that. So the next one also has the Bah sound, the Bhū sound. And that next word is Bhuvaḥ, Bhuvaḥ, Bhuvaḥ. Yeah, try it with me. Bhuvaḥ. The next word, Suvaḥ, Suvaḥ. Try it with me. Suvaḥ. Good. And the next word is Mahaḥ. Say that with me. Mahaḥ. Mahaḥ. And then the next word, Janaḥ. Janaḥ. Now I want you to notice that when we make the na sound, we put the tongue on the very back of the upper teeth and then just draw it back. So it sounds like this. Janaḥ. Janaḥ. Good. And then the next word, Tapaḥ. Tapaḥ. Now again, we're going to put the tongue on the very back of the upper teeth to make that th sound. Th, that looks like a T. Tapaḥ. Tapaḥ. Good. And then the last is Satyaṁ. And again, the th is on the back of the teeth. Satyaṁ. 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 So when we're chanting these seed mantras, we're chanting a mantra for each of the heavenly realms. So Bhū is the realm of the earth, the physical world. Bhuvaḥ is the astral world, or the world of becoming, the world of the life force that's becoming. Suvaḥ is the world of thinking. It's the world of mental imagery, the solar system, the world of beginning to think. Mahaḥ is the world of emotion, the causal world. It's about divine love. The next word, Janaḥ, is the world of creative generation, or the divine mind. Tapaḥ is the world of pure intuition, divine will. And Satyaṁ is the world of absolute truth, beyond separation, beyond dualism. Absolute truth, absolute unity. So those are the seed sounds that we make before we chant the main mantra. And the main mantra, Tat Savitur Vareṇyam. So let's say that first line together. All of the ta sounds are made with the tongue right behind the teeth. So it's Tat Savitur Vareṇyam. Try that with me. Tat Savitur Vareṇyam. And one more time. Tat Savitur Vareṇyam. Good. The next line has that BH, that Bha sound again. Bhargo. Bhargo. Devasya. Devasya. And then there's another one, a DH sound. Dhihi. Dhihi. So it would be like red honey, red honey, red honey. You see how we're making that D and H together? Duh. So, Bhargo, Devasya, Dhīmahi. Yes, do it one more time with me. Bhargo, Devasya, Dhīmahi. And then the last line, again, that like red honey, to make that sound with your mouth, because we know how to make that in those English words. Dhiyo Yo Naḥ Pracodayāt. Dhiyo Yo Naḥ Pracodayāt. Good. One more time. Dhiyo Yo Naḥ Pracodayāt. So I wanted to give you the meaning of the main mantra as well. And I could take you through the meaning of each one of the words. But I'd like to take you through the meaning of the mantra in a much more poetic fashion. And this was written by my teacher Anandra George. And I think she did such a beautiful poetic way of capturing the essence of this mantra. So I'll read this to you. We attune to the primal sound that is the animating force behind all the realms, from the heavenly earth to that state of absolute unity, where no separation is there between subject and object. On that supreme transcendent light, which is infinitely worthy of praise and effulgent beyond the comprehension of even the Devas themselves, we meditate. Kindly energize and illumine our intellect, that we may perceive the glory behind all appearances, and thereby be a beacon of the highest light on earth. So I really love that. It's such a beautifully poetic way of expressing the meaning behind this Gayatri mantra. And then before we begin to chant together, I want to tell you a personal story about the Gayatri. So many years ago, I was chanting this mantra regularly. It was a daily practice of mine, and during that time, I decided to go to a Reiki master and pranic healer for an energy healing. And so I went to this woman and I laid on her table and she did her work over me for about an hour and a half. And then when she was finished working on me, she said, "May I give you some input about what I felt while I was working on you?" And I said, "Oh yes, please, I would love that." And she said, "Well, as I was working on you, I kept seeing and feeling bright light like the sun. It was bright like nothing I've ever experienced." And she said, "I kept hearing these words that I don't know what they mean. It probably won't mean anything to you, but I want to tell them to you. I kept hearing ga-a-chi, ga-a-chi, over and over." And I said, "Gayatri?" And she said, yes, that's it." So that was amazing validation for me at that time. That what I've learned and what I teach others is that when we chant these mantras, we begin to take on the qualities of these mantras. And the very last line of this beautiful poetic description is, may we perceive the glory behind all appearances and thereby be a beacon of this highest light on earth. And I feel like as I was practicing that mantra daily, I began to be a beacon of that light. So much so that this woman that I didn't know, who had no yogic background, no Sanskrit background, no Hindu background, no India background, she knew nothing about any of this. And she picked these words up and she picked this energy up from me as she was working on me. So I just love that validation of how powerful these mantras are. So we're going to chant this mantra in the Vedic style. I have very roughly taught you the Vedic pronunciation, or the Sanskrit pronunciation, which is part of chanting in the Vedic style. The other is what we call the svara, or the tone quality of the mantra. And there's a very specific prescription for this mantra and all the Vedic mantras. that is important to adhere to. So for this mantra, it will go like this. I'll chant the whole thing through one time. I'll chant it very slowly so that we can really, I want you to really try to feel the essence of these words in your mouth, on your tongue. Feel the vibration as you make that sound, that anusvara sound of Aum. Feel the vibration in your head and in your nasal cavity. And it's by doing this that we really begin to start to embody the mantra, I think. So I'll chant it through one time and then you can start to chant with me. Auṁ Janaḥ, Auṁ Tapaḥ, Auṁ Satyaṁ, Tat Savitur Vareṇyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhīmahi, Dhiyo Yo Naḥ Pracodayāt. Auṁ Bhūḥ, Auṁ Bhuvaḥ, Auṁ Suvaḥ, Auṁ Mahaḥ, Auṁ Janaḥ, Auṁ Tapaḥ, Auṁ Satyaṁ, Tat Savitur Vareṇyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhīmahi, Dhiyo Yo Naḥ Pracodayāt. Auṁ Bhūḥ, Auṁ Bhuvaḥ, Auṁ Suvaḥ, Auṁ Mahaḥ, Auṁ Janaḥ, Auṁ Tapaḥ, Auṁ Satyaṁ, Tat Savitur Vareṇyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhīmahi, Dhiyo Yo Naḥ Pracodayāt. Auṁ Bhūḥ, Auṁ Bhuvaḥ, Satyam. Tat Savitur Vareṇyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhīmahi. Dhiyo Yo Naḥ Pracodayāt. Auṁ Bhūḥ. Tat Savitur Vareṇyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhīmahi. Dhiyo Yo Naḥ Pracodayāt. Auṁ Suvaḥ. Auṁ Mahaḥ. Auṁ Janaḥ. Auṁ Tapaḥ. Auṁ Satyaṁ. Tat Savitur Vareṇyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhīmahi. Dhiyo Yo Naḥ Pracodayāt. Auṁ Bhūḥ. Auṁ Bhuvaḥ. Auṁ Suvaḥ. Auṁ Mahaḥ. Auṁ Janaḥ. Auṁ Tapaḥ. Auṁ Satyaṁ. Tat Savitur Pracodayāt. Auṁ Bhūḥ, Auṁ Bhuvaḥ, Auṁ Suvaḥ, Auṁ Mahaḥ, Auṁ Janaḥ, Auṁ Tapaḥ, Auṁ Satyaṁ, Tat Savitur Vareṇyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhīmahi, Dhiyo Yo Naḥ Pracodayāt. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May that effulgent light enlighten all of us and light our way on our paths so that we might light the way for others as well. Because of course we're all in this together. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for stopping in to Thursday Night Bhakti. I will see you next Thursday. Enjoy your evening. Namaste.